Hi, this is Crystal from Mathnasium, and we're going to do a draw and tell story. This does happen to be with numbers. And if you're interested in more of these, you can absolutely check out with your local library, see what they have available. There are also some online. This one happens to be called The Locked Box. It's from Frog's Riddle and Other Draw and Tell Stories. This one was written by Richard Thompson and published by Annick Press. So here we go. So one bright and sunny afternoon, Dylan was at the kitchen table working on his homework, and his sister Sophia came in the door, sopping wet, and she had this metal box in her hand. Dylan, being one of those people that likes to doodle as he's talking to people, this is his paper, so I'll be drawing what he's doodling. So she comes in the door, sopping wet, has this box in her hand, and he says, well, what happened to you? Hang on a minute. She goes, let me go change my clothes. Puts the box on the table. So he starts making a sketch of the box. He noticed it had a combination on it. And so he tried to figure that out while she was upstairs changing. And she comes back down and says, well, hey, have you figured it out yet? He's, no. What happened? Where did you even get this? All right. Well, hang on. She reaches across the table, grabs a couple donuts. She got one with sprinkles. He got a ruby chocolate one. And, all right. Now that I'm fortified of having my snack, let me tell you. This is what happened. I was coming home from school, found this box sticking out from under a hedge, thought that was a weird place for it, so I picked it up, and I started bringing it home. I started walking across that bridge. There's the bridge. And I tripped, and the box fell down into the river. Well, I'm not losing my treasure. So she decides, all right, well, then I'm just going to go. So it started floating down the river. I jumped in after it, and I caught up with it about there. But now I'm in the middle of the river. So thankfully, there was this sailboat that came by. And this sailboat picked me up, threw me a ring, and hauled me aboard, brought me over to shore, dropped me off. So there I am, sopping wet on the shore. And you know that big hill that's got that tree on the top of it? Well, I started walking up that hill, and then this big dog started chasing me. So I ran up to the top of that hill. It's got that really awesome climbing tree. So climbed up the tree and waited for the dog to leave. So then what happened, once the dog left, I climbed down and I started walking across the past the park. And then, three big kids came over and started chasing me, trying to get the box. Well, I wasn't going to let that happen. This is your soccer field. I don't want them to take his box. So I ran and hid behind a shed. Once they got tired of looking for me, I walked down Sidewinder Ave. And then I went over, and so now I'm at the house. And here we are. And that's the story, and I don't know how to get this box open. And he looked at his doodle and said, I think I might know how to open this box. 8, 7, 3, 4, 5, 2. 8, 7, 3, 4, 5, 2. They tried it. Sure enough, it worked. They opened the box, and inside is another locked box. So that's the story. There's a couple of things you can do with this now. So what do you think was inside the smaller locked box, first of all? And how would they have gotten that one open? The neat thing is you can write your own story about how they got that open, and they might have had to put in another code, which is fine. There's a lot of things you can do with numbers. I'll grab a different color here. There's a lot of different things, like let's say maybe there's a maze, and they have to walk through the maze in the spiral. That's a 0. Lots and lots and lots of different ways that you can write different numbers. Take your pick. Write, draw, You could also maybe just make a story that makes pictures rather than numbers. We are math people, so we like using numbers, but that's entirely up to you. You could possibly write your own story that, how just even drawing pictures itself too, not even just stories, but how else would you draw numbers? Think of how many different ways you could draw a 0 or a 7 or a 3 or anything. Lots and lots of different fun things you can do with this. So there are, like I said, more draw and tell stories at either your local library. You may be able to find some online. There are books about this that have different things like this. I hope you have fun.